my chickens and rooster broke their red lights in their coop, and it's really cold and snowy outside. So Saturday Bitcoin analysis, chilling with my bird. Did you hear the word? Let's dive into it. Get a quick Bitcoin update. It's going to be pretty hard to tell whether or not Bitcoin's going to be able to essentially hold the line at 41, roughly 41,350 would be about the number I put on it. And the top of the point of control, if you want to draw this on your chart, is at about 44, let's just say 44,150. And you probably want to draw this box, and it goes a long way back. I mean, even back to, I believe, April. So I will go out and zoom out and show you what I'm talking about here. It goes all the way back to January, actually. January, that top there essentially formed the bottom of the point of control, and current price is trying to rest on what happened back in January. If you can see that right, let's zoom in. So this goes back a whole year. This line is very, very important. And it's going to be pretty hard to tell whether or not Bitcoin's going to be able to hold this sucker. And what I've done is I've thrown on two EMAs on the 1 hour chart, the 21 and the 55. And essentially, there are two ways that Bitcoin can chill here and then come up and try to test 44K. I do think it has I think it's a probability it does it. However, I want to show you a few price paths, for example, 3 price paths that Bitcoin would take if it does or doesn't. I think it can get up there to 44 easily with 2 different price paths. And if it doesn't, I think there will be one common price path that it'll look like. And I want to show you what you need to look out for, because indicators here, it's going to be pretty tricky to figure out, and you're simply going to have to be able to be nimble on your feet with the idea that price moves in specific ways. And I don't think there's any one thing that's going to show. You're going to essentially going to have to be reactive to this. For example, if somebody were shorting here, and if it does come down, you need to know to take, a decent amount of profits, move your stops down at certain times. And that's, more specific things that I provide for my Discord community. I'm not going to go over that here. But in general, price paths, I'm going to show you what I think is about ready to happen. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at @CososVerdes2 for frequent Bitcoin and cryptocurrency updates with no roosters attached. Turn on your camera and microphone and ask me questions up to 8 times a week. Again, live and directly. Links to the Discord community within the description section of all my videos. If online communities are not your thing, but you want exclusive content above and beyond what I offer for free on YouTube, check out the join button just below this video, and another video will pop up and will give you more information. Also, make sure to take a quick second, give a like for the Rooster Place. It's going to help out the algo. And give me a comment about chickens or roosters or eggs or whatever. You can even talk about eating chicken, whatever. Leave me a chicken or rooster or egg related comment. It could be a joke about, why did the chicken cross the road, whatever. Leave me a quick comment again. It's going to help out your content producer. Poor buddy's got cold feet, literally. Dude could barely walk because they broke all the lights in there. Felt really bad for him, so I'm warming him up. Surprised he's being so nice to me. Yeah, you're being nice. You're not being a little dickhead like normal. All right. The price paths that I think is going to happen, or 3 most likely price paths, is first, this essentially holds the line here at that number that I gave you and then decides to move up, but only after. I think it's not going to happen until the 1 hour 21, at least the 21 EMA gets up here. I think it has to go sideways and touch the 1 hour 21 and then come up. So if you can see that happen while, for example, the RSI and or Stokes get down lower, so like for example, the 1 hour RSI hits the white line and the 21 EMA is touching this line, I think it'll probably blast off another $3,000. I have a feeling that if I had to guess one specific thing to happen, even though I don't really want to make a guess right now because I simply don't know. I don't know which one's going to happen. I want to be very clear with that. But a lot of y'all want me to guess. That would be my guess. I think yeah, and what happens after here, I don't want to make that guess, but I think that would be the price path that we're going to see. That's one of 3 price paths that I want to show you. And again, specifically, what you'll see here is the 21 EMA, which is this top line, and this shade fill is green because the 21's on top of the 55. You'll see that 21 come up to about 41,300 as price is moving sideways into it. And let me show you another time it did that back here, right? But it actually failed it. And this would be essentially the price path that it would probably take if it doesn't happen. But you see how price went sideways until this came up, and then price. Let me zoom way in here so you can see this better. Watch. So you see how price was gravitating towards this 21 EMA, and when it got there, it went below, used this as resistance, and then it tanked and fell into that quicksand. And that would be, I guess, the third price path that I wanted to show you. But regardless, even if it goes up, I think something like this will happen until the point where the 21 EMA on the 1 hour comes up here, and then it would come up instead of coming down, using this as resistance, then falling. However, for the third price, so I haven't shown you the second price path yet, but I'm just going to essentially take a fractal here. Something to that effect is likely, roughly what it's going to look like if this is going to end up failing. Something to this effect. Right, like that. So that would essentially give it enough time for the 21 EMA to get up there, and it could fall into it if it were going to fail. And again, at the point, though, that it comes to the 21 EMA, it's these 2 price paths, the blue price path and this price path, they're going to be indistinguishable. It's the only idea is this price path comes below the 21, then uses this line that I told you the number for. I think it's like 41,350. It will probably use it as resistance on the 1 hour or even 15-minute chart. That's going to be the main difference on how to be nimble with your feet. If price goes into that 1 hour 21, comes up and then uses this as resistance, that's your cue that this blue line price path is not going to happen. All right. However, so fractal number 3, which I just showed you, is going to be indistinguishable from price path number 2, which is also bullish. So this is going to be really tricky to play, folks. It's going to, to play this with trading, you're just going to have to pick a direction and use risk management and look for re-entries and profit taking points. It's not going to be a very solid guess. Now, another way a price path could happen that ends up being bullish is it does fall into that channel and does a quick move down to I think that's the 3/8 line, then moves up, then starts really gaining some steam. And I think that would probably be my third guess, not my second guess. I would say something like this is also possible, and that would allow price to come back and check the previous local high back here and this 3/8 line. If you zoom out, this 3/8 line has got a lot of stuff right. It might come back and check that, but I would give that the third most likely scenario. And now, if you were somebody who were playing shorts and price were to come close to that area of about 38.5, that's probably where I would take profits, because there's a strong chance it could bounce somewhere around around 38.7, 38.5, something to that effect, because it could bounce and really gain some steam to allow the 4 hour RSI and the Stokes to reset while the daily indicators remain bullish. This could easily happen. But then again, it will be, all 3 of these will be indistinguishable at the point that the 1 hour 21 gets here, right? Because price path 2 and 3 will look the same, but just from this point, price path number 3 will keep going down, but price path number 2, the second bullish one, will come up. And all 3 are indistinguishable at this point. It's just a question of does it stay above this line and keep using it as support and not resistance, and that would be price path number 1, which uses this as support. You're going to have to be really, really nimble on your feet if you're going to try trading this at this point. If you were somebody who were looking for a fake out, because Ethereum did not make this lower low. See how this low here and then the lower low? Ethereum did not do that. So I did see a couple folks out there, noting that, and that was a good catch. I did not see that happen on Ethereum. Let's go to Ethereum real quick. If you were in that trade from this point, because Ethereum maintained a higher low structure, so therefore you were essentially thinking that Bitcoin's lower low was a fake out, that would be that was obviously a good entry. And entering things from here and beginning to play up here, I mean, it's going to be tough to do, and I don't know. I would personally suggest against it, but those are the price paths that I would guess that Bitcoin is going to take. If you want to check out my origin wave theory to see how 2022 might roll out from a general perspective, go ahead and click this video right here. If you want to learn how to set up a chart like mine without a rooster on your arm, go ahead and click this video right here. It's a trading view tutorial, and click the circle in the middle if you're new to my channel and you liked what you saw today. You got 𝘾𝙤𝙣𝙣𝙚 worldwide. Peace.